Okay, woohoo! We are going to get the rest of the freezer meals completed today. Very exciting! I was 35 weeks pregnant yesterday, and yeah, I expected to be done by now, but I'll be done by the end of the day. A few changes. I have had sciatica this last few weeks, and so I have made a few changes. I'm making sure I get all the dinners frozen that I want to for after baby's born, but I was going to do a bunch of school lunch type items. I've decided not to do them. So things like homemade pasties are not going to be happening. I have made videos in the past on those sorts of things, so I can link them below. But what I've have a different plan as far as school lunches go, and I will make a separate video on that. The other thing is I haven't made any cakes or anything yet, and I'm not going to really stress about it. I'm going to just perhaps make a few as I feel like it. I feel like want to make things, but you know, standing in a kitchen sort of really aggravates the sciatica, so it's truly annoying. But anyway, so currently it is 10:30 in the morning, and I've had a proper breakfast. So I've trying to have as much energy as possible because I've got a big day ahead to get these done. It is mainly slow cooker freeze meals, so a lot less prep than the pre-cooked things. So I'm doing enough meals that I will be able to freeze 22 meals for after the baby's born, plus an additional, I think, 9 to have in this next 2-week period. So we'll be eating a lot of slow cooker meals in the next 2 weeks, but that's fine because it means that I am out of the kitchen, not on my feet so much, and it'll be good for me. So yeah, it's 10:30 and I'm waiting for the shopping delivery. I can't do anything until all this meat and vegetables arrive. And speak of the devil, the truck has just pulled up. So I'll go down and help unload that. Well, not help unload it. I'll help make sure the kitchen is sorted for all of these things. I'm hoping my kitchen's clean. I haven't checked it yet this morning. And excuse all the kid playing noises. And I will then take you through what I'm planning to make today. Okay, so this is not everything that I ordered for the freezer meal prep, but they didn't deliver a lot of the meat. Apparently they were out of stock, which is a load of nonsense because it's Monday morning. So I think they've packed all this last night and then they haven't bothered to go back this morning and add what they didn't have last night. So now I still have to go and get a whole heap of beef steak, what was it, chuck steak, and chicken thighs. But I'll show. So I'll take you through what I've needed for all of this meal prep, and then I'll go get the rest of the meat, show you that, and also as I'm going I'll show you the other things that I already had in my pantry that I need to use. Okay, so as far as meat goes, I have, this is 7, 8, 9, 10 lots of around 1.3 to 1.5 kilogram of chicken breast. And then they gave me 1 packet of chicken thigh fillets. I actually ordered 7. Then they gave me, this is some chorizo that I ordered. Now they gave me 1 packet of chuck steak. I actually ordered 20 of those. So I have to go and get a lot of meat. I'm going to look like an insane person. Okay, I got some lamb 4-quarter chops. I didn't realise it'd be so little. Like, I need 2 packs of this just for 1 meal. And I thought I had ordered enough for 3 meals. So I may get more of that when I'm at the shops, or I may just do 1 less meal to freeze and we'll just have this tonight for dinner. Then I got 2 boneless pork shoulder roasts. I got some bacon. So that's all the meat that I've got so far, and I've got to go get more. And then I got 3 big packets of pre-shredded cheese. I need to do a whole heap of mashed potato, and I actually only ordered a little bit to get us for the recipes that need some diced potato in them, rather than extra for all the mash that I want to do, because online I couldn't find any good potato deals. So I'll have a look when I'm at the shops. That's another thing. I will take advantage of that when I'm at the shops. A couple of packets of frozen green beans. I've already got a few packets of those in the freezer, but I decided that I might need some more. 3 very large butters. As for the cans and that sort of thing that I had to buy, some cumin, some coriander seed, ground coriander, and then, whoops, 6 tins of coconut milk. I think I've got 9 tins of chickpeas, 6 large tins of tuna. I needed to get some balsamic vinegar and some apple cider vinegar. And then some tortillas. That doesn't include the tortillas that I'll need postnatally. These are just for the quantity of whatever meal it is that we're having this week. So I'm doing pretty much 3 of everything. 1 to have in this next 2 weeks, and 2 to freeze of everything. I bought additional items at the shops that I'm not showing you. I'm just showing the stuff I'm using for the freeze meal prep. But I suppose I've included those tortillas because it just shows something that we will be having with one of the meals. Whatever. Okay. 3 packets of brown onions, 1 packet of red onions, 2 butternut pumpkins, I think 6 leeks, a huge quantity of carrots. I think it's 5 or 6 kilo. How many kilo is it? I think it's 5 kilo. It's 5 kilo of carrots. 1 kilo of Brussels sprouts, 3 kilos of sweet potatoes, 3 bunches of kale and a bunch of coriander, some kale slaw. Again, that's to go with the tortillas for something that we'll be having this week. So now I'm going to get a few helpers to put the meat away in the fridge while I go to the shops, collect the rest of the meat, and I'll show you that when I get back. Surprise, surprise, I went back to the same store that my shopping delivery came from, and they had all the meat that I needed. So I now have all the extra chicken thigh fillets, chuck steak. I got half chuck, half gravy, and some of it I got pre-diced. But regardless, I wrote substitute all on, I clicked substitute all as an option, and you know, this is just what they had. I could have asked the actual butcher there to go behind and the scenes and get me some more. I'm sure I just couldn't be bothered. So I got a selection of things that are all pretty much the same thing. And I picked up another kale slaw because the one that arrived was much smaller than I anticipated. That is, what is that? Oh, 300 grams, and the one I picked up is 450 grams, which is sort of the size that I was assuming the other one would be. And I also just grabbed some capsicums because I needed those for a recipe, and I'd actually forgotten them. But anyway, so now I've got everything, and I'm going to get started. Okay, so I have my sort of running sheet here, and I'll go through it with you. So I have not purchased more of the 4-quarter chops to make 2 extra lamb stews to freeze. I am just going to put a lamb stew in the slow cooker for tonight, and then I don't have to think about tonight's dinner. Most of the kids are outside playing too, so they're making quite a bit of noise. Sorry about that. Okay, and now, so most of the things are just slow cooker meals, so I just chuck them in freezer bags and they're done. There are a couple of things that I have to do, and I'll get them out of the way first. One of the freezer meals that I'm doing, slow cooker freezer meals, actually requires some pumpkin puree. So I have to make that before I can then just chuck everything in a bag. So I have to chop up some pumpkin, put it in the oven, but that's no big deal. And that'll be for a pumpkin and chickpea curry. And I'm making 3 of those. So the way I've written it is sort of like pumpkin and chickpea curry, for this week or whatever, plus two to freeze for after the baby's born. And then I'm also going to be making 3 lots of tuna casserole, so that's more of a baked thing. I'm not actually going to bake it until after it's been frozen, so I just have to make the pasta and make the cheese sauce with the tuna and everything and put it all together. I do have this recipe already, so I won't film me doing this. I will put the link down below. Alright, so then the, I also have the lamb stew recipe. That's just something I do, so I'll leave the link for that below as well. And then the slow cooker freezer meals that I'm doing, 3 batches of each, 1 to have sort of in the next 2 weeks and 2 of each to have after the baby's born, include the cilantro lime chicken, we would call it coriander lime chicken here in Australia, chicken chorizo and capsicum casserole, creamy garlic chicken, which is my own recipe. I've done a video on that, so I'll leave the link below. Beef and red wine casserole, bacon balsamic chicken, maple pulled pork. This one, I am not making one to have in the next 2 weeks. I'm just making 2 to freeze for after the baby's born. And then beef tips and gravy. I love this. It's one of my absolute favourites, so that'll be perfect for winter. And cranberry chicken. And I actually did enough shopping to last me up until the 24th of April. It is now Monday the 9th of April, so I have purchased some 3 kilograms of mince, which will do 3 meals. I'll do 2 spaghetti bologneses, 1 chow mein. I still have to get the cabbage for that, and then I also already have some lemon garlic chicken slow cooker thing in the freezer, and I've already got a corned beef silver side and some vegetables in the fridge, so that will be enough food for the next sort of 2.5 weeks. And I've also left over some fill-in budget for late this week, when I'll go back and get some fresh fruit, more milk and bread, etc. for the start of the school term. So okay, I don't know what the time is. I think it's going on 2. I have dinner in the slow cooker. Lovely lamb stew. Looking forward to that. And I have just baked pumpkin in the oven and then pureed it. And that is for the pumpkin and chickpea curry slow cooker freeze meals that I'll be making this afternoon. And then I have also made 3 batches of tuna casserole with Brussels sprouts, like sauteed Brussels sprouts through them. So this is for in a night or 2. I'll keep that one in the fridge. And then these 2 I will freeze. There is slightly less in these 2, but we can just have it with a side, such as another vegetable. Okay, so for the pumpkin chickpea curry, I have already put the 3 cans of chickpeas in each bag. I have drained and rinsed those. And then the other ingredients I need 3 cups of vegetable stock per batch. I need 1.5 cups of red lentils per batch, 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree per batch. I don't know if it'll equal 1.5 cups. I'm just going to use 1/3 of this per batch. A bit of salt per batch, curry powder, cayenne pepper, onion, garlic, and then I have to write the instruction that when I cook these in the slow cooker, in the last half hour of it being in the slow cooker, I have to add 1.5 cans of coconut milk. I'll probably just add 2 cans. I've already purchased those cans. But anyway, I'm going to put these together now. And this is just to be served on rice, so I will also be writing that down as the instructions. All of these recipes I will leave links to in the description below. If they are my own recipes, I will actually just put the recipe in the description below. Now for the beef and red wine casserole, I have, for 3 batches, I have 6 kilos of beef, so this is going to be a huge meal. I have a couple of kilos of green beans, I have carrot, capsicum, garlic, onion, I have thyme and rosemary and bay leaves, some tomato paste, red wine and tinned tomatoes. So now I'll pop that together. Okay, now I'm making the beef tips and gravy. Sorry about the lighting in here. I will be moving back into the kitchen to do the remainder, so there'll be a lot more light. Anyway, this meal is delicious. You serve it on mashed potato and then have like green veggies on the side. Anyway, I've got about 6 kilo of stewing beef for the 3 batches, and I've got 2 tins per batch of cream of mushroom soup. You can use cream of anything that you want, and then each batch has about 800 ml of beef stock. I'm just using the store-bought variety today. Now obviously I'm doing a massive batch, so I'm doing like a double batch per batch, if that makes sense. So per batch you'd want 1 packet of French onion soup. I'm supposed to use 2, but I thought I had more French onion soup in my pantry, and I don't. So I'm only going to be using 1 packet per batch, but that will be fine. So this is so simple. These are the only ingredients, and it just turns out it's absolutely delicious. Oh, mashed potato, such a comfort food. So I'll put this one together, and then I'll be moving back into the kitchen. 3 beef tips and gravy. Okay, now I'm doing the maple pulled pork. I'm actually going to do all the chicken dishes tomorrow. Serve with tortillas. Okay, so I'm going to finish all that in the morning. I still have bacon balsamic vinegar chicken to do. I have cranberry chicken to do, and I have cilantro lime chicken, chicken chorizo and capsicum casserole, and creamy garlic chicken. So that was at least 5, wasn't it, that I've still got to do? But I think I'm certainly more than halfway, given I did those tuna casseroles. Okay, so I'm going to get sorting out my kitchen a bit, and we'll get these kids fed and into bed, and I will have day 2 of slow cooker freeze meal prep in the morning, and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, day 2, it's already the afternoon because I had appointments to go to this morning, and I've got another appointment this afternoon, but I'm going to slot this in. I've only got 5 chicken dishes to do, and I don't have to chop the chicken, so it shouldn't take too long. I'm thinking maybe an hour, maybe a bit more. Okay, so I've got, as I said, 5 chicken dishes to finish up the freezer meal prep, so after the baby's born. And then I will have, I believe it's a grand total of 37 evening meals for 10 people, plus some soups, I think. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I've been organising it. Last night, I don't think I showed you how I sort of wrote down sort of my own sort of running sheet to have all the vegetables and everything prepped and know what goes in what bag. I'll show you that now. So taken from the list that I showed you yesterday, what I'm doing is for the meals that I have yet to do, I have them written down, and each one has the name of the meal, what I'm doing with it. So with this one, we're having one batch tonight. So I've actually got my slow cooker here. I'm going to have 2 snap block bags out plus this, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to freeze 2 batches and have one for tonight. Here I've got what I need to chop for each one, how I'm going to serve it, so I write these on this on the plastic bag at the end, and then per bag exactly what I'm putting in, including the chopped things, but the portion of everything that I'm putting into each bag. And that just makes it really easy. So I've chosen to do this one first because I need to get it in the slow cooker for tonight as well. So it's cilantro lime chicken. I would call it coriander lime chicken. And what I need for are chicken breasts, red onion, garlic. It says the zest of lime, but I'm cheating and just using some lime juice. Ground cumin, ground coriander, fresh coriander, which some of you call cilantro, salt, corn, you can use tin corn or frozen corn, chicken stock. I'm just using this condensed chicken soup as I always do at the moment for chicken stock. I've got that at NQR for like 10 cents a packet. And then honey. Okay, so there's 2 lots of cilantro lime chicken bagged and tagged, and one in the slow cooker for tonight. And we're having it with tortillas, kale slaw, and Greek yogurt. Yum! It already smells amazing because of that coriander. So next I'm doing cranberry chicken. For that I have chicken breast, cranberry sauce, balsamic vinegar, pepper, olive oil, honey, garlic, and onion. This gets served on mashed potato, and I think I've already explained that I still have to make a whole heap of batches of mashed potato to have with these meals as well. I'm just waiting to get the potatoes at a really good price because they're a bit of a rip-off at the moment. Okay, so there's 3 lots of cranberry chicken ready for the freezer. I don't stress too much about going overboard with mixing it all up because it has hours to cook in the slow cooker when you plonk it in. The next one I'm putting together is creamy garlic chicken. This is my own recipe. I've actually put it up as a video, so I will leave the link below. But it needs chicken breast, block of Philadelphia or any cream cheese, chopped dried onion, granulated garlic, sweet smoked paprika, garlic salt, chicken stock, pepper, dried parsley, leeks and carrots. And I just served this on basmati rice. How
are you? How beautiful are you? What have you got there, darling? They're not for walking around with. Thank you, Tar. You can sit up and do a drawing if you like. Would you like to do that?
No.
Yeah, we need to get you some paper.
No.
Those ones don't work anyway, they're all blunt. Alright, now it's quite late because I went to the last appointment that I had, and now I'm back just to put the last two dishes together. So this is chicken, chorizo and capsicum casserole. I'll leave the link, as I will, to everything below. Now, I've already bagged up the chicken. Those three are for that particular meal. And then we've got potatoes, chorizo, sausage. This is actually not cooked, which doesn't really matter, does it? But I've already portioned those up. And then we've got black olives, salt, pepper, olive oil, chopped onion. The recipe says powdered onion, but I've just got chopped onion. Cayenne pepper, paprika, some roasted capsicums. You can do these yourself, of course, I'm just being lazy. And then tomato supreme. Now this is, I believe, in Australia. It's Edgeville. I don't know if it's Australian or New Zealand or what. But anyway, it's basically just a salsa. So you could use some sort of tomato salsa if you did not have tomato supreme. And I'll show you quickly the ingredients there. So basically that's what it's got in it. Okay. I'll pop these together. Okay, so I haven't blended that very well, but that's 3 lots of chicken, chorizo and capsicum casserole. I'm putting one in the fridge because we'll be having it in the next couple of nights, and the other 2 to freeze after the baby's born. And I'm so excited to try this. It seems amazing. Okay, last but not least, oh my goodness, is the bacon balsamic vinegar chicken. I am going to be keeping 1 bag in the fridge because we'll be having it within the next few nights, I think. And then I'm going to be freezing 2 bags. Now, this has a lot of ingredients, a lot of bulky ingredients. It has a lot of kale. It has 1 huge bunch of kale each. So I think I'll put the kale in first on top of the chicken. I've already started to put it in this one. And then the other things can squish the kale down. So we've also got 1 kilo of sweet potato per batch, some bacon per batch, garlic, and I am cheating for this last recipe and using pre-done garlic. And then some balsamic vinegar. I've got another one there if I run out. Black pepper. And then it's just some green beans, and I'll fit as many in there as I can. These are really big bags, and they're quite good quality. They're the IKEA snap lock bags. Okay, so I'll put this together and then I'll show you my freezers. It hopefully won't be too dark to show empty my outside freezer once I finish this. Okay, so there is the 3 bacon balsamic vinegar chickens, huge bags of food. So this one can just be served by itself because it's full of beans and sweet potato. So this is one I'm really looking forward to trying as well. And I do have at least a third of that kale left over that I couldn't fit in, but we can use that in smoothies or for other meals or whatever, so that's fine. So now I'm going to show you in my freezers. I've had to like pull cartons of ice cream that, you know, had a bit of frost in them and that sort of thing that accumulates in one's freezer. I've had to sort of pull all that sort of stuff out to fit everything in. So safe to say I now have no room in my freezers. I have one freezer above my fridge in my kitchen, and that's where I tend to keep frozen fruit and frozen vegetables, and I'm still doing that. So I still need that space for that sort of thing, and things like Zupa Dupas and things like that. And then this fridge here is like a side-by-side freezer fridge, and so I have a lot of the frozen freezer meals in here. So there I have, I think that's 2 back, and then that's one of the porks, and then that's another one of the porks, and there's another meal behind there. So I have some frozen fruit and veggies in here as well, and then I've got at least 4 meals tucked in there, I think, and then I've got at least 3 in there, and I think that's it. I've got bread in that one, and I've got ice cream in that one. So that is. And I've got just random things in the door. My freezer's very messy, but being used well. So that's the side-by-side freezer, and then my... Okay, so we've got things I made yesterday. They're the beef tips and gravy, beef and red wine casserole, and then under... got some random soups. Under all of them are trays. And it's deep. So I've escaped up to my bedroom for 5 minutes to have a sit down. I'll get this, I'll chuck this on my computer so I can edit it later, and I think I'm going to sleep like a log tonight. So what I wanted to say is, obviously my freezers are jam-packed. I was just saying to my husband that I think we could do with like an extra chest freeze or one of those really massive ones. So in time we'll probably have to do that. In the past I have made this many meals, but I think just that some of the kids eat more now, so there's more adult portions of everything, that one meal is just taking up more room in the freezer. So I actually can't fit a bunch of cakes and stuff like I wanted to do anyway, so that's fine, we don't need cake. But I definitely, I'm going to be making a huge batch of lactation cookies, and I'll probably make some other cookies for the kids as well. So I will have to find room for those, so I think it'll be a matter of clearing out the freezer in my kitchen, not storing as many frozen fruit and frozen veg, that sort of thing. I don't know, but I have to have heaps and heaps of lactation cookies for the immediate postnatal period. Understand? And I'm just happy to have it all done. I believe, and I'll check and I'll put the number below, but I believe it's now 37 evening meals for a family of 10 that I have frozen, plus some soups. So
That is a wonderful feeling. That'll probably with, you know, leftovers and easy things and that sort of thing, takeaway, will probably keep us going for at least 8 weeks. You know, 2 to 3 months really, because after the first few weeks we tend to start cooking a little bit more. You know, we might want to just make something from scratch. And then pretty much only one fortnightly shop before the baby's born. So, oh my goodness, I've got so many videos to make in the meantime as well. So I'm glad to have that done. Now, obviously I may have forgotten to mention certain things as I went. Please leave questions, because I know I've forgotten, because I was just really in the moment trying to get these meals done. With that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to having you on board and chatting with you. Wherever you are in the world, you take care. See you later.